Hey there, my name is Ethan, and I'm here to give you guys a quick demo of the cape.dev website. So I guess before I jump into things, I just wanted to highlight the Learn section. This is a page that gives you some detailed steps for getting started with cape.dev, setting up a receiver. We also have some information here about learning more about the Cape framework, shared signals, and things like that. So I guess with that being said, we can jump into the demo. So um, let's say I'm ready to register my Cape receiver with cape.dev. And for the sake of this demo, I'll say I'm a part of the University of Washington and developing a Cape receiver. So I'll enter in some basic information about me and register. And this will send me an email that'll verify, that I own the email, I am who I say I am, and it'll help me continue the registration process. So here we get this email and we can click and kind of continue the registration. So on this page, we are prompted to enter in some information about my organization. So I'm from the University of Washington. I'll enter in some information about organization size. We're currently developing our Cape receiver. I'll enter in a dummy phone number and receiver URL. This is just essentially a unique identifier for your receiver. So I'll just say uw.capereceiver.edu for the receiver URL. And then I'll complete registration. And now I'll be prompted to download an access token. And this is the authorization token that you'll use whenever you want to create a stream or trigger Cape events. And it kind of authorizes that I am the receiver. So we'll download this. It'll download as a text file that I can now copy. And additionally, it'll give me some instructions for actually creating a stream and using this access token. So we can go here, and on this page, it'll give me just some detail into what I want to do to create a stream. And with this, there's kind of two options. So for people who've already have like a fully implemented Cape receiver, they can obviously create a stream, pull for Cape events programmatically. But for those who are kind of still in the development or exploration phase, we provide this public postman collection that you can use to work with the Cape transmitter. So I'll download this for this demo. And then we'll move over to Postman and we can import that Postman collection and get started with Cape. So we'll import it. And as we can see, we are provided with two endpoints, the create stream endpoint and the pull Cape events endpoint. So I'm going to assume that we've already gone through the instructions for actually figuring out how to create a stream. So we'll get started with the create stream method. First off, we want to enter in the access token that we just received as our authorization token. And here we're provided with just some basic details on creating a stream. So we have here delivery method poll, which means we're going to poll for Cape events. And we are requesting only session revoked events because those are the initial events that our Cape receiver is going to handle and do something with. So now that we're happy with the stream, we can send, and this should actually create the stream for us. We can see the JSON response of the stream. So we just have some basic information on who the issuer is. That's us, capexmit at cape.dev. We have who the receiver is, some information on what events we've requested, what events were delivered by the transmitter, things like that. And now that our stream is set up, we can actually use the cape.dev transmitter to send events to our receiver. So once again, we'll enter in our access token first off. Currently, we only support the session revoked Cape event with subject type email. This is probably going to be the most used Cape event because session revoked is a pretty common use case. So we'll go with this one. And let's say the user with email test@uw.edu had their session revoked, and our receiver needs to do something with that. So we'll enter in those values. We'll trigger the Cape event. And first, we kind of just see this pop-up that gives the payload for what the Cape event should look like. So we can see the session was revoked. We can see who was revoked, the email, that email being test@uw.edu. We also get the timestamp as well as some other useful information. And now that this Cape event is triggered, it's ready for us to actually receive with our receiver. So now we can go back to the poll Cape events method and actually get that event through our receiver. So once again, we'll enter in our access token. In the body here, we can see just a couple fields, max event, so how many events we want to receive. Return immediately is using the poll event. Acknowledging, once we receive an event, we have to acknowledge that we've received and handled it. Since we haven't actually previously received any events, we'll just leave them empty for now. And now we can poll for any Cape events. And as we do, we can see the response is this kind of list of key value pairs, with the key being the JSON identifier for the Cape event, and the value being the JSON web token that actually holds the payload for the Cape event. So we can now go and decode this JSON web token. As we do, we can see that this JSON web token carries the exact Cape event details that we just triggered previously. So we can see the user was revoked, their email was test@uw.edu. We see the same timestamp, the same receiver URL. All the details are the exact same as the event that we just configured. So with that, that's kind of a quick rundown of the cape.dev website. Once again, you can use the Postman collection as a receiver. You can also use your own implemented receiver and call these events programmatically. So yeah, thanks for watching.